Hello painters, it's Debbie from acrylicpouring.com, and today I'm back for something shiny and glittery. As you can see, I've got some metallic paints and I'm going to try and do a fairly large canvas for me. You'll see what I normally do. I normally on tiles or small canvases. I've only ever done one large canvas before because, despite all the lovely things that you still say about my art, which is very kind of you, thank you, I still lack confidence, I think, when it comes to doing larger pieces. But today I'm going to try. So let's have a look at the paints I've got. I've got two Liquitex Basics. This one is a bronze metallic. This one is copper. This bronze looks a bit like chocolate once it's mixed up. The copper is nice, very sparkly. I've got my Art Alternatives Gold, which is my favourite, just a regular black. I've also got a regular titanium white that you don't see here. And then Martha Stewart glitter paints. This one is Fire Opal. I love these paints. They are awesome. I've done a glitter painting with these before, and I'm really amazed at how well these work in a pour. I kind of assumed the glitter would sink through the paint, but actually it didn't, and my painting was very glittery. So I'm only going to use a small amount. Let's have a look and see the colour on that. It's kind of a sparkly, I can put it up to the top, there we are. It's kind of a sparkly copper, but with a slight iridescence, called Fire Opal. So let's see, I've got 2 cups of the titanium white mixed, a large cup of black, and a large cup of gold, and then reasonably small amounts each of the copper and bronze, and just a little bit of the Fire Opal. All of the paints are mixed with Floetrol, so although they are metallic, by the time the Floetrol is added, it does kind of dull that out a little bit, but then the metallics and the sparkles and the glitters all come back later on. So you can see this one here. You probably can't see exactly how kind of sparkly or glittery it is because of the Floetrol in there, but hopefully I'm just going to add some little accents of this one into the painting and we'll see what it turns out like. So in terms of my recipe, I varied it a little bit today because I am doing a larger canvas and I'm worried that my paints are really precious to me. It costs me a lot of money to get them imported, so I'm going to try and make them go a little bit further. Therefore, I'm changing my recipe today. Normally I do 2 parts paint to 1 part Floetrol, but today I'm doing 50-50. So I'm doing 1 part paint, 1 part Floetrol, and I've mixed those two, so that basically it's 50-50, and then I've added water as necessary to get to the right consistency. In terms of my additives, I'm going to use 2. I'm going to use the Treadmill Belt lubricant and the KY True Feel dimethicone. The Treadmill Belt I will put in, let's think, just the white and the black, and even though I've got quite large cups of colour, I'm just going to put 1 drop. So 1 drop in the white and the black, and then the dimethicone I'm going to put 1 drop only in the gold, the copper and the bronze, and nothing at all in the glitter paint, and we will see how it turns out. In terms of my plan, here's my canvas. It's big, sorry, I'm zoomed in. It's a 16 by 20 or 16 by 24 I think, and I picked this one up at the thrift store. So that was 10 Cayman dollars, $12.50 US for a used canvas. So I'm hoping it's going to work out because that's quite a lot too. But hey, if it's really bad, I can wash it off. So in terms of my design, I'm very much inspired today by a photo that I saw in the Facebook group. And it's basically a double dirty pour with a darker section in the middle and lighter sections on the outside. And now, my brain, honestly, it's like a sieve. I had in my brain the name of the person who did it. I will go and look that up, and I will add it into the video later on to give credit obviously to the person who's inspired me for this painting. So it may or it may not turn out. Their painting was glorious. Mine might turn out into a big mess. We will see, but I'm going to have a darker section in the middle, and that will be a dirty pour with hopefully kind of stripes of colour going up and down, and then the lighter on the outside. We'll see. Let's just do it and see what happens, because if it all turns into a big mess, I'm just going to swipe it anyway, aren't I? Because we know that's what I do. So let me clear this up. I'll zoom out so we can get the whole canvas in, and we'll get started with some pouring. So I've had to put my camera up a lot higher today so that you can get this whole canvas in. So if I'm a little bit quiet, I apologise. Turn up your sound a little bit, but I will try and remember to speak up towards the camera. So the first thing I'm going to do is create my centre dirty pour flip cup, and this is going to be the metallic colour. So I'm going to have black with gold, the copper, the bronze, and then a little bit of accent of the sparkle. So let's give it a good stir up. This has got 1 drop of silicone oil in it. Oh, that is really gloopy. What's gone on there? Did you see that falling in there? It was kind of thick. Let's see. Has it got lumps? I don't know. It seems okay. Yeah, I think it's gone a little thick. I'm going to have to water that back down again. Okay, so I've added a little bit of water and stirred it up. I think maybe it was a reaction to add in the silicone. It seems to happen from time to time. I had it once in the past with some pastel coloured paints. I added the drops of silicone and it was fine. I added them in, and when I stirred it, it all went kind of like snot. But I think this is going to be fine. So I've got some black. Let's just give this gold another whisk up. That's fine. Let's throw some gold in there. And again, of course, it looks a little bit dull because of the Floetrol in it, but it should be fine once it's all dried out. Hopefully it'll get its metallic sparkle back. This one is the copper. Nice. And some bronze. Nice. Another bit more black. Yeah, that black's a bit gloopy today. Oh, I've spilled some. There we go. Maybe I won't put as much black as I was thinking and just fill up with all these metallics. Let's see, more gold? I think so. I think we should have more gold, don't you? And then the copper and bronze again. I'm just going to leave a little bit in those cups so that I can add some accents or whatever later. And I think this sparkle, I will reserve it to maybe put on the top. We will see what happens. So when I poured in, I had the black, and then the first layer of colours I kind of poured them through so that it mixed up through, and then this second layer here, I've got them a lot more sitting on the top, and probably a bit too much sitting on the top, so I just need to give it a quick stir. So I'm just going to try and bring some of the black up so that the top, otherwise when I pour it out of the cup, probably what I'll end up with is those last 2 colours that I put will form 2 distinct bands, and I do want it to be a little bit more mixed up than that. So let's see. Oh, I need somewhere to put that stick. Let's get a little bit of paper. Okay, so I want to pour this in this centre section, kind of backwards and forwards, so that hopefully I'll get lines across the canvas. Let's see what happens. Okay, I think that looks good. I've got the kind of linear layout that I was looking for, with a little bit more of the darker on the outside, so that's good. So I'm just going to try, oh, it's going to make an awful mess, isn't it? I should have put newspaper down. Too late now. Because you know when you clean up black, it's a lot worse than cleaning up white somehow. So I'm just going to tip this a little bit and spread it out a little bit before I add the white on. And we'll see what kind of shapes I got. Looking good so far. Looking just how I want it. That's probably not going to last, is it? If it looks good now, who knows what's going to happen later. Okay, I'm just going to tip that off over the edge. That's going to look good. And you bit there, you can go off over the edge too. That would be appreciated. Okay. Let's see, is that in frame? And that looks good. So, am I happy? I think I am. I'm just going to tip it back a little bit because I've got more weight of paint this side than that side. And tip it back a bit towards the centre. Okay, looking good. So now I want to make up some dirty pour cups with the white and the gold and just fill in here, and then I'm going to just tip it backwards and forwards just a little bit, and hopefully all will be well. So let's see what we got. Now that white's a bit gloopy. There we go. So I'm going to add plenty of white and gold in this one. And I don't mind if they mix up a lot together because I'm looking for more of a subtle kind of marbled look this time. So I'll put plenty in there because I've got to do both sides. And again, I can always use it for something else. It's never going to go to waste. Okay, let's see how we get on with one cup. I've got another cup of white if I want to use it. So I'm going to start on this side because it's a bit closer and easier to me. Ooh, that looks good. I like the stripes. So I think I should do the same on this side. Thinking about it now, I probably should have poured all the paint before I tilted, because now when I tilt the white, I'm going to tilt that one more than I want to. Let's see if I can get some on the ends so I don't have to tilt so much. Yeah, that was a silly mistake. I should have poured all the paint and then tilted. Never mind. We live and learn. Okay, I need a stick. Let's get all this out of here before we go any further. So it looks as though this side might be okay, this side might not have enough paint, but I'm going to tip about and we will see what happens. I'll just encourage it into these spaces with my fingers. I will go quiet while I'm thinking. Do you find that? Can only do one thing at one time. I know women are supposed to be good at multitasking, but sometimes when I have to concentrate, I have to concentrate. Can't do anything else. Okay, got plenty there that I can fill in that side with. That looks good. Nice. I've got a little bit of a gap there. I'm going to need, it might fill in when I tilt it back the other way, so let me see. Now I think what I'm going to do is go around the other side so that I'm not tilting it towards me. Okay, here we go. Now I can't see the camera screen, so hopefully this will stay in your view when I tilt it back this way. Go on, paints. Do your thing. Oh, I've just put my underarm in it. That doesn't help. Sorry if my head's in the way. Okay, that's that side done. This little bit here, bit here. I'm sure I can encourage it into that little space. Let's see. Now I'm going a bit off centre where I've tilted too much one way. That's where I didn't have quite enough paint on this side. Rookie error. Okay. A little bit on this corner. I'm just going to pick up some blobs and pop on there before we go any further. I think that's good. Okay, I'll come back your side. So far so good, but my centre is no longer very centred, and I really did want it to be. And that's because I didn't have enough paint on this side. I had more paint on this side, not on that side. But now that I've got it covered, if I tip it back, hopefully I can encourage that centre to draw back a bit towards the centre. Because I think there's plenty of paint on here, so it should. Let's see. I'm moving nice and slow. Let's see how it goes. It's got very close to the edge and gone a little bit over the edge here, so maybe I'll just keep stretching it out and we'll see what happens. Let's see what that looks like. Okay. So it's not exactly the composition I was looking for. I've stretched my centre out a bit more than I wanted, but I think it still looks good. Now what have I got there? Oh, it's just a little white bit of paint. Okay. Also got some white here. Did I spill that? I didn't notice. Maybe I spilled it. And a little white bit there. So what do I think? I'm looking at it up in the screen of the camera to decide whether I like it as it is. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. I've also got a little bit of bare canvas, a little bit just there. But no, I might tip it back this way, should I? Oh, I wish you were telling me what to do. What's the best? See, this is getting a little bit stretched out, so I think I'm going to bring it back that way a little bit. And maybe down towards the bottom. Maybe like that. Yeah, I think I'm going to run that bottom edge off a little bit where it was a bit stretched. Okay, now I'm liking it a bit more. Yeah, I think I like it. So this is a gold, there's white and gold kind of marbled effect is one that I did before, and another metallic pour. This was specifically one for a YouTube challenge, and I've been dying to use these colours again ever since. And now I think I'm really liking how it's coming out. So I'm just going to go around with, my sparkles. How could I forget my sparkles? What was I thinking? Oh, now, how am I going to add these? Oh, I've got paint all up my arm. Okay. Sparkles are needed. Right. Should I just add some touches with the stick, or should I try and pour it on? Oh, how could I forget the sparkles? I'm going to try and put it in a little shape that follows some of these other flows of the paint. Let's see. There we go. How does that look? Hopefully, when it dries, it will look nice. I should probably have done this with a spoon or something to add a bit more control. Through here too. So I'm basically just trying to follow this design that I've got here with this line of sparkle. Hopefully it'll look quite natural, as though it should have been there, because it should have been there 10 minutes ago, not now. I don't know, I could have forgotten to add the glitter. That's just crazy. I'm all about the glitter, so how did I forget it? It's because I was concentrating so much. See, I said I could only concentrate on one thing at once, and I was concentrating on my tilting and therefore forgot my glitter. And this is so nice, this fire opal one. It has to be on there. Okay, that looks good. What about another line somewhere else? It's a little bit just there that maybe I could, or this row, I could put it a little bit through there as well, because I've got a little bit left over. I want to use it, not use it all, now that I've mixed it. I'll follow this line through here too. There we go, looking good. I think I was just nervous as well about the larger canvas and getting it all wrong, wasting the paint, wasting my expensive canvas. But I don't think this will be wasted. Okay, so it's not exactly like the inspiration photo that I was hoping for, but I think it's still going to look good in the end. Anyway, nobody who looks at it later is going to know, oh, I put my hand in it, is going to know what it was intended to look like, only what it does look like. And that will be a little secret between me and you as to what it was supposed to look like and didn't. Of course, things never come out for me as I expect. Okay, so I've got 2 lines there. Oh, I put my hand in the corner of the white. Okay, any more? Those are the obvious areas where it should go, but I've got another kind of coppery line there where it might work. I've still got a bit more, so I'm going to use up all this glitter. Let's see, a bit more here. And I'll let it dribble off the end. Oh, that was a big blob. Never mind. I've gone quiet again now that I'm concentrating. There we go. A bit more up through this line. Looks good. A bit more there. Nearly done. Through here. Yeah, I think it's going to look good. I will give it a little tilt in a minute. It's kind of settling into the paint anyway, so it doesn't look out of place. But if I just tilt it in a little bit, I think it will fit right in. Just follow that black edge there. It's going to be a nice contrast to follow that very black edge with this little glittery section, hopefully. Okay, how does that look? I just need to tilt it, I think, just a little bit and settle that glitter paint into the other paints, but barely, because it's already kind of settling in nicely, so I think it's good. So I just need to get my palette knife now and just fill in a little bit around the edges. But the black was good anyway, just gone thin in a little couple of places, but mostly I think it's just the white where I didn't want to over tilt it. So I'm going to fill in now and then I'll show you the details. Okay, there we go. Not too shabby at all, I think. See, and I'm so nervous about doing large canvases and getting the scale of things right. I think I have a better scale on this one than one that I've done before. There are some cells, but it's not overwhelming. I think the design of the paint and the ripples through the paint from the dirty pour are more what I was looking for, so I'm happy. So we can have a look here. You can see the kind of marbled effect from mixing that white and gold together, and once this dries you'll see a lot more of the sparkle. I think if you look in this direction you can probably already see the gold kind of sparkling, but once it's dry it should look really good. I think these gold veins are going to look really nice. And then we've got a nice interesting section here where I tilted and the darker colours have gone over the white, and that's created a nice interesting section. And again, where we've got the dark colours next to it, we've got this line of gold, which is going to be nice and sparkly later on. And then of course our lines of the fire opal glitter paint, which I hope is going to come out really nice. And you can see a lot obviously of the copper and the bronze coloured paints, and I think it's interesting. It's got enough action, movement and you know, cells in the paint. Actually look, that colour's gone really kind of funny. I think it's because it's trying to compensate the dark, the black is trying to change the exposure. So I think it's got enough to make it interesting without being overwhelming, which is nice. And then of course as we come up to this side, we've got the nice kind of gold and white. And when you add the gold to the white, it kind of makes like a cream, so it's a lot less stark against the dark section than it would be if it was just white on its own. So I need to get my camera out now and take some pictures of this. I'll keep an eye on all of these sides to make sure it stays good while it dries, but I think it's going to be absolutely fine. And I've got quite a lot of paint left over, so maybe work on another project. I might actually do some matching tiles or something, we'll see, because I do like to use my leftover paint up on some tiles. So if you can hang around, I'm going to dry this one off and let you see what it looks like when it's finished. Thanks for watching. So here it is now, glossed, varnished, finished and ready to go off to a new home somewhere. And now that the paint has dried on this, the glitter, let's see if I can show you, the fire opals there, that glitter paint from Martha Stewart, wow, it's just amazing. And all of the metallic paints, you know, the gold and the bronze and things in here, but especially these lines of glitter. In fact, I was really surprised and pleased at how it came out in the end, because you remember these were a bit of an afterthought. I'd forgotten to put them in my pour, and I think by the way that I used the glitter paint just to pick out the shapes in this afterwards, it was probably a good decision, and I'm really happy with how it came out. So I hope you've enjoyed watching this tutorial. Please do subscribe. I'd love if you left a comment to let me know whether you've tried any of these glitter paints and which are your favourite colours, and I look forward to seeing you on the channel again very soon.